McNamara. Welcome to our webinar for the Public Administration Program at Tulane University. We'll give just a few more seconds for other folks to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And as we get ready to start, I would ask if you could just throw into the chat box where you're located, where you're joining us from today, so we get a good idea of where folks are. We do expect potentially a wide geographic distribution of our attendees today, so we'll be interested to hear more about you. Excellent. Thank you, Maria. Is that how you pronounce your name, Maria? Awesome. From New Orleans. Excellent. And welcome, Nina. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Brian McNamara. Welcome to our Public Administration Program webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. And let's go ahead to the next slide. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Halima Leek Francis, our Public Administration Program Director, for a formal introduction.
Thanks so much, Brian. Welcome to everybody who's joining us, and also for those who may be watching a recording of this. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to talk to you about our public administration program and what you will experience as a student in the program. As Brian shared, I am Dr. Halima Leek Francis, and I'm the founding program director and professor of practice for our public administration program. I joined Tulane in 2019 to lead the development and the launch of this program, which I'm very proud to say houses our first Master of Public Administration degree. So being able to be a part of that and work with a wonderful group of faculty and school and university leadership to build this program has been an amazing experience. Prior to coming to Tulane, I spent about 20 plus years in the civic sector, working primarily in nonprofit and philanthropy spaces. And as you'll learn, as Brian will share throughout our presentation, we're going to talk more about what civic sector work looks like and what the opportunities are. It's a very diverse field, very diverse opportunities, and a great way to make a difference. And so I'm really, really happy that you're joining us today, and I look forward to working with you later on. So with that, I'll hand it off to Brian.
Great. Thank you so much, Halima. And again, my name is Brian McNamara. I joined the faculty of the School of Professional Advancement in May of 2021 after serving for 21 years on active duty with the United States Coast Guard. With the Coast Guard, I served in a variety of training, operational, and legal billets, finishing my career at the best Coast Guard unit in the country, Coast Guard Sector New Orleans, based in the West Bank over in Algiers. I've also served on the faculty of Tulane Law School, so I've been a member of their faculty adjunct since 2013. And so my career with the Coast Guard represented supporting a variety of Coast Guard communities as they worked internal to the agency and with external agency partners to collaborate across sectors and carry out diverse Coast Guard missions. And with that, I'll turn it back to Dr. Leek Francis to go into the next slide.
Thank you. So I want to talk to you first about SOPA. So SOPA is the School of Professional Advancement here at Tulane University. And to give you some background on Tulane, if you're not familiar, the university was founded in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. The earliest iterations of what's now the School of Professional Advancement, we began offering continuing education classes. So it was a continuing studies mission of the university. And that was in 1886. So as you can see, the School of Professional Advancement and this work and commitment to supporting working adults, supporting continuing education, and helping people to advance their careers has been a part of the Tulane University community and work for a very long time. We're one of the earliest divisions of the university. Next slide, please. So within SOPA, we have a host of programs that are, as I mentioned, very broad and very far-reaching, ultimately relevant to what we see in professional opportunities. Our programs have a depth of online expertise and online opportunities. So if you look across all of the various programs that are offered throughout the School of Professional Advancement. Many are offered online, some are in blended formats, and some are in person. The public administration program is fully online, as Brian will talk about later on. Our programs and faculty. So our faculty members not only are leaders in terms of knowledge and in terms of expertise, but they are oftentimes leaders in their profession. So they actually work in the field. Many of them have done significant work in meaningful work in their respective professions. Our student support is designed for working adult students, but we do have a diverse spectrum of students who come from varied experiences, varied levels of working experience and knowledge as well. So we do offer student support services that really are designed to wrap around those students or our students to make sure that you're successful in your experience here within SOPA. Our classes are affordable and flexible, so you do have an opportunity to access a high quality education under the Tulane brand. So a lot of times we hear about the prestige of Tulane, and it's a wonderful university here, but we offer all of these things within SOPA that I think contribute that much more value to what your experience will be as students. Next slide. So digging into online learning at SOPA, you can see here some of the advantages of online learning at SOPA. And all of this certainly applies to all of our programs, but also specifically to the public administration program. You have access to learning materials, lecture notes, and assignments at any time. So back to that flexibility of experience, it's interactive and engaging. So your experience will not only be high quality learning, but it'll also be engaging. So we have videos, we have content scenarios that are from experts in the field. You'll have the opportunity to work through various simulations, if you will, of situations that you may experience as a professional. There are online discussion boards that allow you to work with your classmates and engage with your classmates. What we've learned in the time since our program launched in fall of 2020 is that our students really do very well. Those discussion boards help them to build a community and build contacts with one another that expand outside of the classroom or outside of the course. You connect with a diverse group of students, and you can improve your online communication and technical skills. So by virtue of this being an online learning experience, it offers you an opportunity to build that knowledge base, to build that expertise and that comfort in working online and being able to be flexible, not only to work face-to-face, but working in virtual contexts, which, as we've seen over the past few years, has become critical to what our work looks like. And within our classes, you also have monthly online meetings with classmates, faculty, and guest speakers. Sometimes those meetings may be more, or they may be more depending on the class, but they are at least monthly. So you do have the opportunity to regularly connect with your faculty and with your teachers, and hear from guest speakers as well. Next slide. So this slide gives you some insight into the depth of our online learning and just kind of an overview of the number of students and hours and really helps you build an understanding of not only our commitment to online learning, but the quality of online learning that you experienced as a student. What I want to call your attention to is our quality factors. So we have over 200 faculty trained in effective online instruction and online course design, and we've received multiple awards for this. So what this means for you as a student in the public administration program is that not only will you have faculty who are committed to providing you exceptional learning opportunities, but they are trained and qualified to teach online, which is a different skill set than face-to-face teaching. So we found that investing a lot of energy in preparing our faculty for online instruction is really important for the student learning experience. Next slide. Here's a snapshot of some of our faculty members, and this certainly gives you a perspective on the diversity of our faculty. So our faculty come from a range of different backgrounds. We have former elected officials, we have chief innovation officers, we have individuals who've worked in nonprofits, Brian as a military officer. So we have many perspectives that you'll be able to benefit from as a student within our program. One of the things I'm most proud of with our faculty is not only their content knowledge, so their graduate level training, many of them hold doctorates and advanced degrees, but also the work that they have done in the field. So they have experienced hands-on what you'll be experiencing as a practitioner. So who better to prepare you to go into a career where you're going to be working in the civic sector. So our faculty members are some of the people that I'm most excited about within our program. And as Brian shares with you details about the program, I want you to know that our faculty and I and Brian, we're really looking forward to working with you as a student in this program. Take it away, Brian.
All right, thanks, Salima. So let's turn next to a brief discussion about our partners before we describe the PA program in more detail. Here's a snapshot of different organizations with which we partner to bring you the best possible student experience as your student in our program. The Network of Schools of Public Affairs and Administration is a partner for us. We are a member of that organization. They are the leading standard in public service education, both for public policy degrees and public administration programs around the world. We also partner with the International City County Management Association. As you'll learn with our program, a lot of our focus is on urban and local issues. And so it's a great partnership for us to be affiliated with the ICMA. In fact, our student body within the public administration program right now has taken the initiative to launch the first ever student chapter of the ICMA in Louisiana. So as a student in Tulane's program, you have the opportunity free of charge to become a member of the student chapter and draw upon all of the networking and educational opportunities that the ICMA offers. We also partner with the New Leaders Council, which aligns with our focus for our program on graduating public administrators who understand and intentionally consider social equity issues in allocation of public values. And we also have a deep partnership with the National League of Cities that offers educational components if you choose to pursue those. Next slide, please. All right, so let's talk about the Master of Public Administration. Our mission is to prepare forward-thinking, responsive, thoughtful, civic sector leaders. And at Tulane, we define civic sector quite broadly. This can mean public sector employees at any level of government. This can mean nonprofit sector employees. This can also mean private sector employees who carry out roles that are related to public values or public goods within their respective organizations. We have heavy emphasis in all of our courses on building public programs that have legitimacy, not just from the top down, but from the bottom up through cross-sector collaboration and through community engagement. Within our program, we operate a little bit differently than other programs in the sense that the School of Professional Advancement as a space helps to differentiate us from other opportunities you may have for public administration degrees elsewhere. Halima already spoke a little bit about the advantages that the School of Professional Advancement brings to you as a student. One additional advantage for those of you who have been researching different PA programs is you have probably recognized that the public administration graduate degree is so diverse and so powerful that it is located frequently in different schools, depending on the university you look at. So in some colleges and universities, the MPA program is within the business school, and others it's within the political science school. And as a result, what happens occasionally is that the PA faculty in those different departments are not necessarily aligned with the research interests or the backgrounds of their deans. And so what SOPA offers to you is you have faculty who do not have to align themselves with any publication requirements or tenure track concerns of their academic supervisors. Rather, our mission for the full-time faculty is both service to the university and service to you. So you are our focus within the School of Professional Advancement. And from my experience, that yields great dividends for the student experience and the accessibility and availability of the full-time faculty. In addition, Dr. Lee Francis spoke earlier about the qualifications of the part-time faculty. And I can speak from my experience that they are frequently just as accessible to you as Dr. Lee Francis and I would be as full-time faculty. So in short, the fact that our program is housed within the School of Professional Advancement and the unique model that offers carries great benefits for the student experience. Next slide, please. So my experience getting a Master of Public Administration was within the federal government. So I completed my MPA in order to make myself more competitive for the US Coast Guard to select me for law school. And it worked, but along the way, what I found is that I fell in love with the field of public administration and just how diverse the opportunities are with the MPA degree. With a Master of Public Administration, you have the opportunity to make a difference for the public across a wide variety of responsibilities from government, nonprofit, and the private sector. There is significant projected growth for MPA-related jobs through the year 2026. So not only is this a fun degree to take and an interesting degree to take, but it's one that we truly believe will help to advance your career wherever you want to go with it. Some of the examples would be local government manager, city managers, local elected officials, consultants, policy analysts, data managers, and a variety of any position in which you are looking to advance public policies or work on behalf of the public good. Again, with public very broadly defined. Next page, please. So our program, consistent with the reputation that you would expect from Tulane University, is quite rigorous. This is an academic powerhouse of a program. With that said, we deliver this rigor and this challenge to you with great flexibility and accessibility. Our online courses, as Dr. Lee Francis mentioned, combine class meetings with individual asynchronous work. This program is also very inclusive of life stage and career stage. So it is set up. We have students in our program who have come to us directly out of their undergraduate experience. We have other students who have come to us after years, and in some cases a decade or two, outside of the educational environment. And so our program is very inclusive and accessible, no matter what your background as you come to us. There are standalone graduate certificates that align with our concentrations that I'll talk about in just a few moments. If you come in and work with us full-time as a student, you do have the opportunity to complete the program in 1 year if you are full-time. And that would be fall semester, spring semester, or summer semester. You can start in any semester. We offer 3 semesters during the year, and you can complete it in a 12-month period if you do it full-time. Most of our students are on track to complete it between 2 or 3 years. And I would encourage you, if you plan to take the program while you're also working full-time, I would encourage you to start with it and pace yourself as you go through it. So you get a sense for how the program works as you go through it. But most of our students will complete it between 2 or 3 years. But again, we have several students who are working on it in a 12-month period. Next slide, please. So our program is set up where we have 7 core courses that include a career-focused capstone. And so these are the 6,000 level courses. I would encourage you to take a look at our catalog, starting with Public Policy Foundations and then ending with the capstone course. So 7 out of the 12 courses are core, including the capstone. That leaves you with 5 remaining electives, which you can either spread out from our entire catalog of electives to take a general program, or you may choose to complete a concentration by taking a series of 4 courses from any topic area among your 5 electives that are available to you. There is no one right way to approach this particular program. We have many students who come to us knowing exactly exactly how they want to concentrate their studies. We have many other students who come to us, take the program, and through their core courses, they realize they have a particular passion for one concentration area or another, and then they launch themselves into those concentration areas. Next slide, please. For the experiential components, there is applied research available in the capstone. This is an opportunity for you to work with a host organization and apply the principles and concepts that you've learned throughout the core courses and in your concentration courses if you choose to take a concentration. There is a required internship for students that come to us without experience in the field, and that internship is wrapped into the capstone experience. Finally, although the almost entirety of the program is online, there is a single required residency for Master of Public Administration students that happens once per year in early June. And so that is the one component of our program that has a required residential component. Now, I want to encourage you, if you are applying for this program, please do consider joining us this June for our residency. It's going to be June 2nd through June 4th. And as the chair of the planning committee, I can assure you it's going to be the absolute best residency experience you'll ever have with an MPA program. And so again, there is a brief residency requirement that is 3 days long. It'll be a Thursday through Saturday. So that's the typical length of our residency. And we will hold one this coming summer. You may take the residency at any time during the program. So you're welcome to start it right off the bat, or you can take it towards the end of your program or any time in the middle, but you do need to complete it for the MPA once during your program. Next slide, please. So our concentrations also align with our stackable graduate certificates. So many of our students are not completing the full MPA, but rather they come to us wanting just the standalone certificate. And so we offer the requirements for the certificate are the same for the concentrations in the MPA program. But what we offer is that they're stackable, which means you can come to us and say, hey, I want the economic development certificate. But you complete the economic development program and you realize, you know what, I really am interested in this broader PA degree. And so if you begin with a certificate, you can then roll that certificate, the courses for that certificate, into a broader MPA program. And so the vast majority of our students are in the broader MPA program. Many of them, however, are in the certificate programs, and we have several current MPA students who started with a certificate and then enjoyed it so much that they wanted the full MPA. Next slide, please. All right, and actually, if you don't mind, let's go back once, if you don't mind, Ann, let's go back to the certificates. I want to talk about them a little bit. So the certificate areas that we have represent areas of particular strength for our faculty and areas of particular need either for the greater New Orleans region or for the civic sector across the nation. Nonprofit and strategic philanthropy management is a strong concentration across MPA programs in the country. And I think what our particular strength is not just nonprofit management, but we have a strong core of faculty who come to us with experience in the philanthropy aspect of it. And so I think that's a particular strength that we have. K through 12 educational leadership is also a strength of ours. Economic development is what I believe to be the quintessential public administration profession. And not just because I developed the core course for it, but it is an exciting and developing field that is becoming more professional each year. And by that, I mean, it's a field in which people are beginning to recognize that no matter what skill set you bring to the economic development space, there's a developing sense of a common body of knowledge and shared norms of professional practice. And so We have great strength in our economic development concentration and certificate, and many of our students are interested in going into that field upon graduation. With emergency management, we draw on the strength not just of our public administration faculty, but our longstanding Homeland Security and emergency management program with the School of Professional Advancement. And this is an opportunity for you to complete a public administration degree, but also take courses from the emergency management program. And then finally, environmental management and resilience. This is an opportunity for you to take a deep dive into how public administrators manage environmental equities and sustainability issues related to public programs. And again, with public defined very broadly across all sectors. And so I would encourage you, if you are interested in any of these certificates, you can pursue these and then consider moving on to the broader Master of Public Administration program. All right, thanks. Next slide, please.
And Brian, there's a question in the chat about from Maria. If you already have a couple of years of experience in public work, is it better and more economical to get a graduate certificate or an MPA? If you want to weigh in on that.
Absolutely. So thanks, Maria. That's a great question. You know, I think it really depends on what your interests are and how broadly you want to expand your horizons. My experience when I completed my MPA is that when I did it back in 2002 to 2004, although I was already a federal public sector employee, completing the broader MPA really opened my eyes and helped me look at my work in a whole new way that helped my success throughout my entire Coast Guard career. So in some cases, in some fields and in some practices, I think it would make sense that if you already have practical experience, you may not need the degree. But I would also offer that completing the MPA, I think, will help you view your work in a whole new light, even if you already have public sector experience.
Thank you, Brian. And Maria, a little bit later, I'm going to talk about some opportunities for students who actually have career experience. So we will touch on that as well. But for now, I'm going to share information about the student support and success services that we offer. So you see here that we have many layers of support for our students. And all of this is geared towards making sure that you are successful in this program. So every single student who we admit to our program, we have the express intent that you will walk across the stage and complete the program, either earning your certificate or degree or some combination of both. So we are very intentional and enthusiastic about supporting our students. So we have academic advisors who work with you in charting your courses and deciding what courses you're going to take from semester to semester. We have expert faculty who have industry experience. Brian is also a faculty member who is very direct and involved in making sure that our students have success. So he serves as our student success and support lead for the program. So you as a student will likely hear from him quite a bit to make sure that things are going smoothly. We also offer career advice for students. So we have a career services office within the School of Professional Advancement that will offer you support in things like navigating your resume, your LinkedIn profile, identifying career opportunities. But also at the program level, our faculty and our programming and your capstone experience, all of those things and our courses, they all align you and offer you the opportunity to engage with professionals in the field, which we've known to be able to open doors for students professionally and career-wise. And then networks of program peers and other Tulane alumni. So as I mentioned before, our students, even though this is an online program and one might think that by virtue of it being online, you don't have the opportunity to build those relationships, but that's completely untrue in this program. Our students network with one another. They give each other insight and advice on courses that they've already taken. They also share advice and opportunities with one another from a career standpoint. So the network of students, that your network of peers, the cohort who you enter into the program, program with are invaluable in that way. So all of these things create this very strong community that facilitates your success as a student. Next slide. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have some opportunities for students to accelerate their experience and possibly save money with tuition costs. And one of those opportunities is our credit for prior learning. So what you can do with this is you can earn credit towards a master's degree. And this can be up to 6 credits, which is the equivalent of 2 classes in our program, through a process called a portfolio assessment. And we offer this to students who have significant experience within a particular field that aligns with our courses. So what you do is you effectively pull together a portfolio that describes and demonstrates what your experience and your expertise is. And we evaluate it and allow you the opportunity to earn credit so that you don't have to take those classes that align with your previous experience. So this is an opportunity if you're interested in and admitted to the program, you should look into this as a way to earn advanced standing or advanced credit in the program. Next slide. So our application process is straightforward. It's a pretty seamless process. You complete the application and the essay. We put a lot of emphasis on the writing components of the application process. So there are about 2 short questions that you respond to, and then a broader essay that you would write to demonstrate not only your understanding of different issues in the field, but also your interest in the program. So we want to know about you. So we encourage you to take this as an opportunity to put your best foot forward. Let us know what you're interested in. Let us know how you think that this degree or this certificate, this experience can help you as you chart your career path and as you advance in your interests. So please take those components seriously as you're completing your application. There's a $50 graduate application fee. The application fee is waived for you by virtue of you attending this webinar. We also want you to share with us a government ID and transcripts. No GRE is required, but we do review your transcripts for academic record. And the other component that's a part of the application is your resume. So we really want to be able to see what your career path has been already. And there may be opportunities, as we've shared earlier, to earn credit for prior career experience. Another thing I'll add about the application process, and Brian, feel free to chime in on this as well, is that our program is a writing intensive program. There is a high level of analysis. We guide you through that process, but just be prepared that in graduate study, it is a rigorous experience. So within your application, it's really important that you demonstrate and that you give time and attention to crafting your essays and allowing us to see the best representation of the work that you can show throughout the application process. Brian, anything you want to add to that?
Sure. Thank you so much, Lima. I would echo that. For me, when I review applications, the opportunity that you have to provide your writing skill to us is the thing that I look at the most. We have a variety of students who come to us from different backgrounds. Many of our students had great success in undergraduate studies and came straight to us. Other students had not as much success in undergraduate studies and have been out of the educational environment for some time. And for us, the best predictor of strength and comfort within our program would be those statements that you write during your application. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Also, if you've had the opportunity to review our website and do some research on application requirements, it does state that there's a 3.0 grade point average requirement. if there are oftentimes, and this is one of the most frequent questions that I actually get from students who may not meet that 3.0 threshold. It may be that you've been out of school sometime, or it may be that you had a series of experiences that interfered with your academic progress in undergrad. I would encourage you to still apply to the program because we still review each application holistically. Your GPA, much like the GRE, is not a sole determinant of student success within this program. So if you have questions about or you're uneasy about applying, feel free to reach out to us and we're happy to talk to you about the application process and what you can expect. Next slide. So you see here the application deadlines. Our next deadline for the summer is coming up May 1st. I will encourage you, and as you can see, there's an early enrollment scholarship for April 25th. I would encourage you not to wait till the last moment or not to wait to these deadlines because sometimes our cohorts are in our admission pool of students do fill up pretty quickly. So I would encourage you to get your application in as soon as possible, not only so that you can make sure that we're able to review your information as soon as possible, which will allow you to prepare for the coming semester, but also so that you can take advantage of any scholarship opportunities or incentives that exist for the program. So those are our deadlines that'll be coming up soon. Next slide. Here you can see what our tuition rate is. So for the fall of, well, this is the fall tuition rate, but this is the standing tuition rate for the coming semesters as well. Each classes are 3 credit hours each. So if you do the calculation, I believe it's roughly about 40,000, maybe a little bit more than that for the full degree. So as you can see, our price point is relatively affordable based on the quality of experience that you get, the access, all the benefits of programs like this. We do not charge extra for students who want to complete the program faster or sooner. We don't charge extra for the program being online. And oftentimes you'll see that with other programs, they may charge more for an online versus in-person platform or things like that. So our tuition rate is the same, regardless of what the student experience is or what the student, the process by which they take their courses. We offer financial aid. We have a financial aid office that will support you and help guide you through that process. So there are many, many different options. And then we have tuition discounts or different types of aids that you can take advantage of to help you make the cost more affordable. Some of them are listed here. We have a comprehensive website that lists all of our different aid options. And Brian, as I'm talking about this, can you put that in the chat really quickly? Or if you can pull it up, put it in the chat. Thank you for that. But we do offer tuition discounts for various different experience and different opportunities for students. So I encourage you to research and look up what some of those aid options are so that you can be sure to take advantage of them. Next slide. Yes. And with that, we will open the floor to questions. Brian, I'm sorry I put you on the spot to find that link. But yes, so if you all have any questions, we can field a few questions actually right now. If anyone wants to come off mute or if you'd like to put your question in the chat, you can feel free to do so now. Thanks, Brian. Okay. Brian just put the link in the chat to where you can find a list of the variety of tuition discount opportunities that we offer. So as you are considering your options and considering resources that we offer you as a student, you can include this as well. Okay. Well, it seems that there are no questions, so I'll take that to mean that we covered everything as thoroughly as we had hoped. But I want to thank you for joining us today and joining us on this call. We look forward to hearing from you as an interested student in this program, and we look forward to working with you. Brian, did you want to add anything as we close out?
Thank you, Halima. I'll just offer that in my work, the MPA degree made a significant difference in my career and my life. And so if you're looking for a rigorous and rewarding experience, the Tulane PA program is for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very helpful. Appreciate all the information.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.